So plenty of finger pointing on Capitol Hill as the government shutdown rules now into day 2. And at the center of it, apparently, is the New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She doesn't even serve in the Senate. Well, some Republicans say that Senator Schumer allowed the shutdown to stave off a primary challenge from her here in New York. She was asked about it, and here's what she said.
This is so not about me in this moment. This is about people being able to insure their children. I saw some senators speculating about this, and I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open, and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly. Because what I'm not going to do is tolerate 4 million uninsured Americans.
Mary Katharine Ham's office is always open. She's a Fox News contributor, and she's with us now. Hello, MK. Good morning to you.
Hello.
That wasn't the end of it. Earlier in the day, Bernie Sanders and AOC put out this video on social media.
Republicans are attacking Alexandria, attacking me. Why didn't you vote for this clean CR to keep the government open?
Well, there's nothing clean about it. This is one of the dirtiest tricks that is being pulled on the American people right now. And so Republicans want us to rubber stamp that, and we're saying no. We need to stand up for the American people. We can do what we can to continue to make healthcare accessible, affordable, as we work to make it a human right for all.
Okay, Mary Katharine. Look, I think that response is to be expected. I don't know what,
Yeah.
In this current fight, they're not going to get what they want. Go ahead.
No, I mean, bless their hearts. They can try to change the definition of clean if they want to, but it's not real. It's obviously true that the House passed a clean continuing resolution, which would have funded the government at current levels for 7 weeks. It went to the Senate. The Senate had the chance to pass it with a couple of Democrats peeling off, and those Democrats decided not to because their desire is to dirty up a clean continuing resolution with over $1 trillion in quote-unquote healthcare spending that is these expanded Obamacare subsidies from the COVID era. Like many things from the COVID era, the price was high and the results very low. These subsidies go to basically covering the fact that Obamacare's promises were not real and that premiums keep going up and that they need to say, oh, we've got more people covered. So what do? They throw a bunch of money at the problem. They increase costs for everybody else and premiums go up more. They allow fraudulent and non-income verified and citizen status verified people to enroll, to double enroll. These are bad practices. This makes the problem worse, but they are very excited about spending money. And they're very excited about covering up the fact that Obamacare didn't do what they promised it would do. So they want to do it with your money. And Republicans are like, no.
Right. It's pretty interesting because there is an attempt, and Mark Thiessen talks about this today, where the Democrats are saying they're trying to kill Obamacare subsidies, when in fact these were Biden-era emergency measures because of COVID, and they want those extensions. So it'd be nice to just have an honest debate about that. Interesting to me that AOC and Bernie decided to do that video on their own. Meantime, Hakeem Jeffries had this live stream yesterday.
It's almost Halloween, you know, and while we are swallowing these bitter pills, Jill was kind enough to bring some treats as we prepare to celebrate.
So there's
Halloween.
tricks and there's treats.
My fellow Orlandoan, the voice of a generation here.
Gen Z is in the house.
It was a disgusting video. It was a racist video. But y'all, I ain't scared. I'm from Brooklyn.
I can't hear anything. Can you hear me? I can hear you, Troy. I can hear you. And we're going to get that audio fixed. You know, this is a live stream.
It makes me feel like in school when your friend didn't know the answer and you wanted to help them. It's so uncomfortable. So Hakeem Jeffries had this live stream, and Politico said that at times just a dozen viewers were watching the YouTube stream. That's probably their staff. And later in the evening, Democrats said 35,000 people tuned in. But on YouTube, Democrats peaked at around 1,000 viewers. You cannot play that card against the bully pulpit and expect to win.
No, this is not scintillating content. I would say the AOC and Bernie are superior to those live streams, but the bar is very, very low. Not a lot of people are going to pay attention to that. Perhaps we could add to the CR a rider that's like, Democrats stop pretending to be podcasters, because that would spare all of us this. But look, they've already lost the Washington Post editorial board. They've already lost several Democratic votes in the Senate. They're not winning this argument. And actually, I think it's opened up a useful argument about what these subsidies actually are, about how they are a slush fund, about how they go in almost entirely to insurance companies, often to cover people who don't even know they're enrolled. Because again, the Democrats' desire is to up the numbers of covered people, but Obamacare never offered good care and affordable care, despite it being named the Affordable Care Act. So they want to use your money to cover that up.
Mary Katharine, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Open up a whole new can of worms with all this. With that video, I think, with AOC and Bernie is very interesting. The way they hug and they walk down that sidewalk. We didn't show that portion, but we're going to have some questions coming up for Caroline Levitt about this shortly. Thanks, MK.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.